So much for listening to this episode of Earrings Off. We want to invite you to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. You can find us on Facebook at Earrings Off Podcast and on Instagram at The Earrings Off Podcast.
Welcome to Earrings Off. I'm Lou.
And I'm Teresa. Let's get started.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Earrings Off. I'm Teresa.
And I'm Lou.
You know what, Lou? I think that might be the first time we did it in that order.
It has not been. Why are you trying to act like, I'm always hogging the spotlight? That is not true.
It's just been our tagline, right? It's just been that. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah. I tell you what, Teresa, I'm doing okay. It's been a day, girl. Been a day. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it's been a day. And you know what? It's been a week for me.
Yeah.
And
Teresa, can you believe it? We're almost at the end of April.
I cannot. I cannot. I cannot believe we're at the end of the first quarter.
I know. Yeah. Just zooming by. And it's just been so busy. It's like I can't catch my breath.
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even with both of us being so busy, what is that one thing we both been making time for lately?
Why? You know what? I cannot figure out for the life of me why you get on here and spread our business in public, Teresa. Why is that you need to tell things to everybody? Since you brought up our new thing, Teresa, you are kicking butt and taking names out there.
Let me tell you something, Lou. I am so glad that you told me about it, how much fun it was. I would have probably never.
You would have found it.
No, that and the fact that I got the paddles for Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to do it. And now I am so hooked.
It's Teresa. What's not to love about it? It is so much fun. And moving to a new place like I just did and new neighborhood and all of that, that's been the one thing that has connected me with people, and it's easy to meet people. I told you, Teresa, we get up in the morning and we are texting each other like, listen, anybody available at 10? Anybody available at 1? How many do we have? Do we have 4? What time how long can you be out there? I can do an hour. I can do 2.
Yes.
It's just constant. And you know what? It's a great, great time.
All right, girl, let's get into this episode.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you know what? This is one of those episodes that's going to take us back a bit.
Yeah.
Back to those days of Fireside. You remember that?
Teresa, I know you did not say their name. And
I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that
out. Do a bleep or something on the people.
Bleep.
We don't want to be sued, but this group of people, they were not nice to us. Okay.
In the beginning, they really were so nice, but they really
wooed
us.
They wooed us anyway.
They used us. But anyway, we digress. That's a story for another time.
Another time, and when we have attorneys on staff, so when we get sued, they can help us. Because that's going to happen.
So today it's just going to be us sitting down talking about what's going on in the world and how we feel about it, right?
Yeah.
Because let's just be honest, Lou, there's a lot going on right now.
It's a lot.
Folks, but we're going to give you a couple of current events and we're going to end with some really good deeds. Okay, let's get into it, Lou. This is my first story. Okay. I'm taking a different angle. There's a quiet storm happening right now.
Okay.
And it's AI scams, okay? It's the newest hustle that's brewing out there, and people are reporting it on all platforms. If you go out to the online media, the news media platforms, you hear it on the nightly news, but nobody is raising the alarm in the way that I feel like it should be. So
Uh-huh.
today, I just want to talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever received a phone call from a scammer? F- Received a phone call and you answered it and no one said anything. It's just silence. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, and I hang up immediately.
So it doesn't take but a second, Lou.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't take but a second for them to grab and steal your voice. Only a few seconds.
Yeah.
If you say hello, they got enough to
Oh
clone your
my God.
voice.
If you just say hello.
If you just say hello.
Mm, mm, mm.
Tech scams right now are more believable than ever.
Wow.
21 billion has been lost to cybercrime. Last year, this report was for 2025 through the first quarter 2026. $21 billion through
T-
cyber crimes.
B as in billion.
B
Wow.
as in billion.
Oh my goodness, Teresa, that is just so disheartening and scary, all and
Well, it
upsetting
gets
all at the
worse.
same time.
In the article that I read, it said that they're targeting women and they're middle-aged women. And I had to understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Why middle-aged women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I went into my friend ChatGPT and I asked
I know that's your buddy. I mean, that's your buddy.
so let me share with you some of the reasons why women are targeted. The perception of financial stability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So scammers think that the women that are 50 plus
Uh-huh.
are often homeowners, they're nearing
Mm,
retirement or already retired, and they manage their savings, their pensions, and their inheritances.
mm.
They assume you have something to lose and something that they can take.
Wow.
Even if that's not true for every woman, the
Yeah.
perception makes us a target.
Right.
You're the
Right.
connector in the family, is what it said.
Right.
You're the person that people call when there's a crisis.
Mm, mm.
And that's what makes those scams like, Grandma, I'm in jail, send
Right.
money, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm.
So we have that higher trust and
Right.
politeness factor.
Right.
But after today, we're losing that, folks.
That's right.
Do not fall for the okey doke. And Lou, there is a whole bunch of other reasons why, but I won't go into all of them.
Mm,
But I want people, there is something that it's a movie. It's called The Beekeeper.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I've heard of
And
that. I didn't watch it, but I've
oh,
heard of it. Yeah.
The Beekeeper is about, I don't want to give it all away, but it's about an elderly woman being scammed. And that woman was Felicia
Yeah. I gotta
Rashad
watch
in the
that.
movie, being scammed. And she was a custodian of a fund for a nonprofit, and these people stole $1 million in a
Ah,
couple of minutes from her.
wow.
And the beekeeper was this guy who was helping keep up her property. He wasn't homeless, but he was like an undercover
Uh-huh.
or agent or something. But anyway, she committed suicide. Is the long and short of it. That happens very
Oh,
early in the movie. But the rest of the movie is about how the guy goes about to find out who scammed her.
oh,
But
I
it's
just
so real. It is
I
so real. Please watch it
I wrote that down.
and
I'm watching that.
take some hints from that to protect yourselves.
Oh,
Don't answer. Your bank tells you they will never send you a
yeah,
text to
yeah,
ask you for your social security number
yeah.
or your account number. Believe them because they won't. If somebody's asking you for that information, they're out for no good. And
Yeah.
even more recent, we have in Virginia, we are voting, Lou. We have a
Uh-huh.
special election
Right, right,
coming
right. I
up.
heard. Yeah, I know.
And the long and short of it is they have some very convincing AI
Yeah,
ads
yeah.
that look real on the
Wow.
internet. And I don't know how that's legal,
Uh-huh.
but you just got to know people. If
Yeah.
you have not started to invest time in learning AI. You really should, because people, if you don't know about it, you're going to be taken by it.
Wow.
So you have
What's
to be able to identify fakes
mm-hmm.
and know when people are trying to scam you using it. So please learn AI. You'll do
That's great.
yourself a world of good. Lou,
That's
what do you
great.
think about that?
I tell you what, it's so upsetting. But one thing, Teresa, I do to try to provide just a further level of protection. If I happen to get a call that says it's my bank or something, I don't talk to anybody. I look up the number myself and I call back.
Oh,
I call.
that's
And it's another step you take, but I don't talk to anybody that's calling me. Um, I miss a lot of calls like that, but if by chance I pick up the phone and like you said, it doesn't take but a minute, but I hang it right back up. But if somebody gets to me and says they're calling for, I don't know. I'm going to call myself. I'm going online. I'm going to get the right information in terms of what is that number. And then I'm calling to make sure I go through all of the steps that I know my bank takes to identify me prior to engaging with me, you know? So,
yeah, and I also, Lou, that's great. That's a great tip. Two-factor authentication. Do you
yeah,
know what that
yeah,
is, Lou?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, everybody, all financial institutions, anybody dealing with money right now,
Right,
even your email account,
right.
it's offering two-factor authentication, and I suggest
What you
everyone
do?
use it
Yeah, yeah,
because it's time consuming, but it's protecting you. So,
yeah.
very good.
Hey,
What you got,
Teresa,
sis?
yeah, Teresa, that's excellent. But I want to follow up a little bit on your story, and I don't want people to hear this and feel like I'm minimizing people getting scammed, and losing money. I am not. You have to say that. You have to be so politically correct about everything before you say anything. But let me tell you something, Teresa. I got scammed, and what happened was I didn't lose any money, but I did sort of lose my heart a bit. I
Oh
did.
no,
I
what
was hurt.
happened?
Teresa, didn't I send you, because I sent it to my closest friends, the text or email about my new favorite singer? Didn't I tell you
Oh
about her?
yes, yes,
Oh, people, let me tell you what happened. It's a sad, sad tale.
yes.
They had on TikTok this singer named Inga Rose, Inga Rose. Look her up. Anyway, I'm telling you, this lady has such a soulful voice, and her lyrics just resonated with my spirit. I rarely get excited about, new artists or anything. I sent that thing to, I know, about three or four people. I was just ecstatic. Everything I heard from her, it was like it was written for me. I'm telling you, I was so excited. Teresa, didn't I tell you about her?
You did.
So one day I was telling Nasheed, and just for the record, he spoiled a lot of things for me, people, but don't tell him I said it. But he does. He just
He's gonna
won't
hear it.
let me. He just won't let me be great. Anyway, when I told him about it, because he had to know, he looks up everything. He says, "Yeah, okay, but you do know she's she's not real." I stopped in my tracks. I said, what? He said, Lou, that's AI. She's not real. He said, that's AI. I said, are you kidding me? I pretty much fallen in love with this woman. What in the world? And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
not real. So, people, I didn't lose any money, but I'm not kidding. I just told somebody about it yesterday. I'm still heartbroken over that because now, even though I like the lyrics and her voice, I feel like that's somehow taking away from true artists who are out there producing and trying to get their word out, their songs out. And, if I just don't want to cheat that process,
I
because
I get that, but Lou, it was a real artist that created Inga.
I don't care. I'm boycotting Inga Rose, okay?
Yeah.
I don't care.
So
I'm
that's
boycotting
artistry
her.
too.
And you know what? She's on my list of fakes, and I mean that literally. Inga Rose, I'm done with you. There you go. Okay, now, Teresa, now that I've gotten that
It
out my
takes real
system.
skill to do that. But
Well,
anyway,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, Teresa. Okay.
That's what I mean, though. We need to know
We
when
need to
something
be
is
very
fake and
careful.
we make the
Yeah.
decision, right? You
Uh-huh.
need to make the decision
Yeah.
knowing what you know about it. And you need
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
That's
So
okay.
true. Well, and Teresa, that's good stuff. But let me tell you what I heard about that was upsetting.
Okay.
Teresa, it's been in the news. I've probably read about three articles that have just come on my feed about it. Seniors are being forced out of nursing homes. Did you hear
What?
what I said?
No, no, no. I
Seniors,
hear you, but I didn't
seniors,
know about it.
seniors are being forced out of nursing homes. And because of, lack of their ability to pay, or, the facilities are closing down, or they're short staffed, but they are increasingly facing risk of homelessness when they lose, their housing because they can't afford that long-term care. Can you believe that? Now, that is what's happening, and it's happening more and more in the U.S. There is such the care costs are rising, and there's insufficient funds to pay what's required by the patient receiving care, and this, of course, is just impacting seniors. There have been stories in the news about seniors being discharged and they have nowhere to go. And
But
they are actually discharging them into homeless facilities or
oh my
shelters. And
God.
these are
My
people in many
God.
cases who we already know require a higher level of skilled care because they're in the nursing home.
This
So
is what
they're
I'm
not
about to
going
say.
to,
Aren't
yeah,
they sick
yeah.
in many
They're
cases?
exactly, they're not going to receive that when they are discharged. Many of them are in walkers, wheelchairs. They're on medication. There's nobody to manage that. And so it sends families into a panic because families and their children most likely are very aware that their parent has nowhere to go. It places an additional burden on that family because the adult children are trying to then either make up that money with the nursing home so that they're not put out, or they're having to take them in and try to absorb the additional cost of having that family member there, but not only the cost, the care to take care of them in the home, which in most instances they are ill equipped to do because they are not skilled enough to do it.
Oh
And
my
this is
goodness.
happening to the senior population here in the US. There are stories about seniors being um, turned out of nursing homes, and the people in the nursing homes are well aware that they don't have stable housing, and in many instances, Teresa, the nursing homes are shutting down themselves. They get into debt, they're not able to keep the facility going, or they've been cited, so they close down abruptly, without notice. And seniors have nowhere to go and they are being dumped. This happened most recently, that was in the news in Utah. There was about 57 nursing home residents. They were discharged to a homeless shelter or a hotel. In one instance, a man was discharged and they put him in an Uber. Okay. So
Lou, I cannot believe this.
yeah, with an unknown destination. I mean, it is the most upsetting thing that I have heard about in a long time. And just another instance of a nursing home shutting down. In New York, the Family Service of Rochester shut down all its senior facilities due to financial troubles. They had accumulated more than 650,000 in accumulated debt, so they could no longer operate. And of course, we already know there's a housing crisis in this country. People can't afford housing. And so you're talking about seniors who are already having a limited income. They are sick. They require a certain level of care, and there's just nowhere for them to go. That's causing such emotional distress among families. Caregivers are on overload because people are abruptly having to take on that responsibility. I mean, it's just, isn't that awful? I am so
It's
upset.
awful. And where my mind immediately went when you were sharing that story
Hmm.
is to our president, where
Hmm.
he's saying that due to this war, like services that were considered federally supported services like
Hmm. Hmm.
Medicaid, right?
Hmm.
Which one?
Hmm.
Medicare,
Yeah.
Medicaid. One of them is federal, one of them is state
Hmm.
already. Are
Medicare,
there,
federal, Medicaid, state. Mm.
yeah, and they're going to he's putting it on the state. Like
Mm.
we can't afford it because they're spending all these billions of dollars
Yeah.
on a
But
war that
yeah.
nobody asked for,
But
right?
and Teresa, I'm just thinking about, I have family members that are, elderly, and I just see, just in being around them and interacting with them, the sheer number of medications they are on a day. And so you discharge a person who many times can't even keep up with the medications that they're on, when to take them,
Well, they don't have
how
any
many
money
to
or
take.
means to get money.
Right, right. So I'm telling you, that was just, yeah, that's happening here.
Especially you're saying, let's be clear. Two parts to this story. You're saying that the facilities
Mhm.
themselves are closing,
Yeah,
and the ones that aren't closing, they're discharging people who can't pay.
right, right, right. Yeah,
That
yeah,
is so sad.
yeah, yeah.
That is
Hmm.
so sad.
Yeah. So it's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Lou, my next story, I don't even know that I should follow with this, but Live Nation and Ticketmaster. Did
yeah,
you
yeah,
hear what
yeah,
happened? They
yeah.
lost that lawsuit.
No, I didn't hear anything
Okay,
about
so
it.
you've I'm sure have bought tickets from Live Nation and Ticketmaster.
Teresa,
And
stop tripping. I bought some tickets that I don't even want to talk about. You know
oh
what I'm
Lord,
talking
have
about.
mercy. I
Where,
should not be doing
you
this
know
story.
what? You
I
just made my
digress for bringing
blood
this one
pressure
up.
go. You don't you trip on this show. You know I'm still trying to adjust to
Oh,
the price of those tickets. And
oh,
yeah,
oh my
Teresa, you're
goodness.
sending me somewhere. You're
I did
sending me
not. You know
somewhere.
what? I
You
regret
know,
it. You know what, Lou? Skip that. Go
I,
to your next story.
Teresa, you know what I dealt with that. I mean, really. Go on, Teresa. You know
Okay,
what I
Live
mean.
Nation has
Hmm.
monopolized ticket sales for a very long time.
Hmm.
So, for instance, these big mega artists like Beyonce, like Taylor Swift, your girl.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. How she get to be my girl just
She's
because I
your
did a
girl.
story on her? You know what? Okay, I'll take that. Swifties, yeah. All right. And listen, let me tell y'all something. The other little people don't come for me because Teresa said that. And Teresa, if they come for me, you gonna handle that. Okay.
Oh,
Let's just make
why
sure.
would they?
Because
If you're a fan, you're a fan.
I don't
I
be
got Beyonce. We
Teresa,
equal
Teresa,
out.
wait. Let's get
We're
something straight.
neutral on this
Teresa,
show.
if you put me on the lie detector thing and ask me, Lou, could you name three of her songs? Could you name three of Taylor Swift's songs? That would be a no, okay? I'm just impressed with what
You
she has been able to accomplish,
wait,
particularly
Lou.
getting her music back.
You funny.
Yeah.
You might not know the name of it, but you be humming the tunes.
Oh, now, okay, well, that's a different thing. Teresa, you know what? You stop trying to put me on the spot on this show because I like Taylor Swift.
Okay,
That
let's
girl
talk
sings
about.
from the heart, and she's not
Oh
AG,
my
AI,
goodness. Now,
whatever.
Lou, let
Okay.
me get through my story. Okay. So, Live Nation has a monopoly on ticket sales of big venues and big artists.
Okay.
For instance, the Beyonce, I can speak to this one specifically because it was it that first Beyonce concert that
Uh,
my sweetie bought, my
yeah,
daughter bought
yeah,
me tickets to.
yeah.
Ooh, she paid a thousand
You t-
dollars
you told
per
me.
ticket.
You told me. You didn't tell me. I thought you meant together. Oh Lord. Okay,
No,
that's a lot.
no, no,
That's a
yeah,
great daughter though, Teresa, because
yeah,
she knows you
yeah.
wanted to go.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, because they raise these prices. And if you don't, if so, the way that artists got around it was if you were a fan in their fan club, you could get a number. There's some kind of ticketing, some kind of
Okay.
drawing. So
Yeah.
the first time, really, Nia paid way too much for the
Okay.
ticket. The second and third time, because she enrolled in the fan club, she was
Okay.
able to get the tickets cheaper,
Okay.
and we had better seats, like floor seats. I'm not bragging, but
Okay. You sound like you're bragging, hating on me and bragging. Okay, but go ahead on. You know what? You're just
so much fun,
beside
so much
yourself
fun.
today. Go on.
Okay. So, but yeah, corporate greed, that's what the gist of the
Yeah.
story is. And now they're going to have to pay for it because they're being sued. And yeah.
And
And
ain't nobody feeling sorry for them.
nobody's feeling sorry for
Nobody
them.
feeling sorry,
I
no.
wish there was a way for us to get our money back
I
from,
know, right? Yeah.
because all that money went to them and not the artist. You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right,
Like,
right, right, right.
so
And the artist was real, not AI, like my favorite artist, Inga
you
Rose, who I'm boycotting from now on. I celebrate me. Ooh, Lord, Inga, I tell you. Okay. Oh, okay.
what
But
you got next, sis?
okay, but you know what, Teresa, the next story, I don't want to dwell on it, but you know, we had just a traumatic event today in Virginia, and you know, I used to be in the government, so all of that just sort of it comes on my feed, and it just hit hard. But you know, former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax killed himself. Well, he killed his wife and then turned the gun on himself. And again, Justin Fairfax, age 47, he killed his wife, Dr. Serena Fairfax, and took his own life. And he did it, and their two teenage children were in the house, and their son actually made the 911 call. Allegedly, they were in the middle of a very complicated, messy divorce. They were still in the same residence, and it is just, it is just such a tragedy. They've been married for years, and the wife, Dr. Serena Fairfax, was a respected dentist, and she ran a family dentistry practice in Northern Virginia. And of course, Justin Fairfax, he actually served as Virginia's lieutenant governor from 2018 to 2022. And many expected him to become Virginia's second black governor. And I just want to mention that to say that domestic violence can affect any family regardless of who they are. Now, this tragedy leaves two children without either of their parents. So, no matter what you may think and how people want to surmise about what happened, what should have happened, the community's attention right now really should focus on expressing compassion to the family, particularly the children. And as always, here on Earrings Off, we want to highlight the importance of mental health support, especially when we know that people are stressed or dealing with high conflict situations. And we would be remiss if we, when mentioning this, did not also provide information. So if anyone, if you or someone you know is struggling or is in crisis, you can call or text 988 the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, or you can even chat at 988lifeline.org. This is a free service, it's confidential, and it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And again, don't think that this couldn't happen to you or someone we know. This just goes across all boundaries. Anyone can be affected. So just wanted to share that as a former Virginian who lived there for many, many years, and Teresa is still in that state. So our beloved Virginia, our thoughts, prayers go to that family. But today we mourn their passing and we offer prayers for the children and the family.
Whew. Yeah, Lou, heavy. That's so heavy. But you know what? Lou, I gotta have some good news.
Okay, yeah, we could use it. We could
Let's
use
go
it.
ahead and get into these good deeds. And I got a doozy for you.
All
And
right,
at the
okay,
end of this one, I want to know how you would respond.
okay. It's not about Inga Rose, is it? Because it's not gonna be good. Not gonna be good.
So this is a story about a nurse who donates her kidney to her coworker. Ruth Durasol, if I pronounced the word wrong, Durasol, known to her friends as Ruthie, an intake nurse for kidney donors,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So she herself was a had a donated kidney that failed,
Okay.
right? So when her kidney failed, her friends and coworkers, I'm trying to paraphrase rather than reading verbatim, her friends all in the workplace all got tested.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was an exact match.
Mm-hmm.
And so she donated her kidney to her coworker.
Right.
And so my question to you is, what would you do? Would you do that?
Well, I mean, if I were close enough to them, it depends on the relationship. But that happens a lot.
Co-workers.
Yeah, but Teresa, that happens a lot. Strangers do it. Yeah, that happens a lot.
Strangers sign up and donate their,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
so
Yeah,
then
and
I'm a heathen, Lou.
well, you're not a
Because
heathen because there's a lot to consider in donation. But
yeah,
you remember, I used to work the kidney and liver transplant unit. Um,
I think I would only do it for family
no, but
members
people, no,
because
Teresa, if they only depended on families, I would say they would
but
not
aren't you
have
a
as many.
match in most cases with
Wait,
the
well,
family
some,
member?
but they have, they have coworkers, neighbors, people. Yeah, people will donate because with a kidney, they say you only need one
Yeah,
to
that's
live
true.
well. So people are less reluctant to do that.
I
Um,
digress,
yeah.
Lou. I digress because you know what? This story just this very moment took me back to a good deed story that I think maybe you might have done
Uh-huh.
about a woman working in a bistro
Uh-huh.
in New York and a patron that would come in every day to get his sandwich or whatever. And he didn't see her and he found out that she was sick because she needed a kidney. And he
Yeah.
went and got tested
Yeah, they
and
do
he
it.
gave her his one of his kidneys. And
Yeah.
well, she only knew him as a customer in the
Right.
store.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was heartwarming.
Yeah.
And what made the story even more heartwarming and caught my eye was that Ruthie is a white woman and her donor was a black
Yeah.
female.
Yeah. It
And
happens.
I just want everybody to see that because, and to hear that because we are not different. We
That's
should
right.
not treat each other different only because we have a different skin color.
And we should not give voice to people who are causing all of this hatred in this country. You know,
Yeah.
we should not do anything to amplify that or be a part of it. Hmm. Teresa, my good news is that a young boy, and listen at this, his dog actually went missing. And so he wanted to find his dog, so he set up a lemonade stand to try to raise reward money, for somebody to bring his dog back or had information on this dog. Everybody in the community, the area, they were so moved by how determined he was to get his dog back. And they just started pouring donations in, so much money. And they eventually found his dog. But even better, they raised so much money that they were able to build a brand new animal shelter, which is something
Ooh.
that community needed.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, from this one little boy's act. Isn't that something?
That is amazing. I love that
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So,
love that story.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
So, the relationship with the police and Black people, right?
yeah. Uh-huh.
So, this story is one where a police officer
The popo.
actually,
The popo.
the Popo actually stopped to help a man in need
Oh, okay.
out of the goodness of his heart with no cameras.
Oh, yeah.
He, of course, had on his body cam, but what
Yeah.
happened was a Georgia police officer's quiet act of kindness was caught on his body cam. During a routine shift, it turned into a powerful moment when the police officer pulled over not to respond to a call, but to help someone in need.
Mm-hmm.
In the body camera footage shared by the Sandy Springs Police Department, the officer was seen stopping his car, his patrol car, heading to the trunk where he retrieved a pair of shoes to give to a man.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said, you like Jordans or nah? And the officer asked, holding up the sneakers. The man was clearly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
He replied that he hadn't worn Jordans in years, and he added that once he got back on his feet, he hoped to return the favor and help someone else.
Wow. Yeah. That
hmm
that is
The Yeah, the department shared the footage on Facebook.
that's good stuff. And you know what, Teresa? I like to hear that because when we in the African American community, we have so much struggles with the police, and there is such distrust and even fear if you're stopped. I struggle with that because I've read the stories, we've done episodes, we too have just been broken by what's happened. But I also have a dear friend that I know has a good heart, and your friend as well, Teresa, and he's a good cop,
Mm-hmm.
and always
Mm-hmm.
has been. So the thing is that there are some good people out there. We cannot paint any profession with this broad brush to say that they're always wrong and they're always bad, because there are some good people and we are blessed to know some of them personally. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right. I
So, I tell you, if there's one thing about today, it's that life is always going to have a lot going on. There's always going to be something happening that can weigh you down, and always something else that can lift you up. And the key really is not ignoring either, being aware, but always choosing where you're going to place your focus. Stay informed, but don't lose your peace. Stay aware, but please don't lose your hope. And always remember, good is still happening, even when it's not the loudest thing in the room.
thank you for listening. Take good care.